Hello, hello. How are you doing? Lovely, lovely, lovely to hang out with you this evening. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hello. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Here we are for another one of our wonderful Monday masterclasses. That could be what I call it, the M squared or something. RNK squared. Who knows? Whatever. Okay, so let's get to talking today about picking a highly profitable niche and getting high paying clients online. Okay. Now, the idea of these masterclasses is ultimately to give you guys something, because we are ambitious spiritual people. We want to transform people's lives, and we would like to get paid to do it. In order to do it without it being just completely free, there needs to be some kind of a strategy behind what you're doing. Okay, so these classes that I do are to support you in giving you some ideas of the strategies that are required to move forward, because I see too many spiritual people just kind of floundering. We step into living in our purpose, and we somehow think that just because we finally found the courage to live in our purpose, that things should just fall into place for us, that things should just happen. And if it doesn't happen in 3 seconds flat, then maybe the divine doesn't want you to do it, which is just a story and a nonsense of a nonsense, when really you would never treat your job this way. You would never show up in somebody else's business this way. You wouldn't even show up in somebody else's ministry or anything like that this way. But when it comes to your own, you are somewhat deceived in some ways into thinking that by pulling back, you think that makes you more worthy of the result. It's kind of a weird way of thinking about things, but you almost feel like you have to play smaller when it comes to your own purpose thing, because you don't want to appear to be too proud. You don't want to appear to be all about the money. And in the process, you end up literally shooting yourself in the foot and wondering why things are not working. But they're not working because you haven't actually really tried to make them work. Not and so when I say you haven't really tried, it's not that you're not working hard at it. It's because some of y'all have been actually working very hard at your business and trying to make it work. But it's not working because you're coming at it from a really weird foundation. So some of what I'm talking about here, yes, it's the practical things, but I also want you to hear behind or what foundation. Like, I'm definitely building my foundation, or my foundation is on the divine. It's on knowing that I'm safe and supported and loved by the divine. And a lot of spiritual people, your foundation is on either trying to do all the practical things appropriately and not quite achieving that, or avoiding the practical things, thinking that to be dependent on the divine means that you don't. We just kind of get weird in our brains. Okay, we get weird in our brains when it comes to doing work that is you're actually passionate about. If you weren't passionate about it, if you didn't care about it, you would find it actually easier to make it work. But you find it harder to make it work because it is the thing that you most want to do. And I'm hoping, my dream, my desire, my big idea is to disseminate. Is that a word? It is a word, but I don't know if I'm using it in the right context. Give as much information out there as possible that you can use to actually grow a healthy, profitable business that does transform lives. So ultimately, who is this for? Ambitious spiritual people. You, as I said already, you want to change lives. You want to transform lives. You want to empower other people with your skills, with your stories, with your spiritual wisdom, with your self-help knowledge. You've overcome stuff that you know that you can help other people with. This is for you, okay? To actually take that stuff from inside of you and make it palatable to the marketplace so that you're able to sell. In fact, an affirmation I like to say to myself, and you can say too, is, my work equips people to prosper, and it is worthy of rich reward and recognition. I want you to say that to yourself and really mean it, or say it to yourself enough that you start to mean it, okay? Because when you really understand that your work, one, it does really change people's lives. The stuff that you want to share really does change people's lives. There's almost a responsibility that comes with it. Now, you know what? The divine doesn't force you to live in your purpose. You do not have to. Okay? So as much as I say there's a responsibility that comes with that, it's a self-imposed responsibility in some ways, that you choose that, you know what, I have information that can support other people. I have skills that can empower other people. So I very deliberately choose to put my stuff out there and support other people in rising up, in stepping into their next level. Okay. And then not only that, make a decision that you will allow it to support you, because that's the thing. It's, you can live your purpose for free in your church or in your community center, or just by handing stuff out to your family or friends or whatever. But that will not actually get you out of an unfulfilling job. It will not get you out of an unfulfilling life. Okay? Because you will always then feel constrained by the need to pay your bills doing things you don't necessarily want to do. So this, everything I'm talking about here, you have to have made a decision inside of yourself to allow yourself to actually make money whilst doing what you feel called, born, meant, made to do. And I feel as if I'm going all around in circles, but I always think, you know what? I'll say whatever comes bubbling up through me, knowing that whoever needs to hear it will hear exactly what you need to hear. Or maybe that's my cop-out way of saying, yeah, I'm just kind of going off script and saying any old thing. Take it how you like, okay? But my goal is to empower as many ambitious spiritual people as possible to thrive, to prosper, to make at least 6 figures whilst living in their purpose, okay? So this is, as I say, for ambitious spiritual people. It is whether you're transitioning out of career or whether you are already in business and you just haven't hit your 6 figures yet, then this is for you, okay? You know that you're meant for a heck of a lot more. But you spend so much time trying to support everybody else in living their own visions that you've kind of been leaving your own vision on the shelf. Well, it's time for that to change, okay? You're kind of fed up of doing that. You're ready now to go all in. It's a new year, but you know what? We're coming to the end of the first month of this new year. Before you know it, it'll be the end of the year. So, and we all know, you know, as we get older, it seems to get, because the years seem to fly by even quicker, right? So let's not even waste time. If you're really serious about 2024 being the year that things change for you, then you need to commit to changing things, okay? They ain't gonna change by themselves, okay? So yes, there might be fear, there might be doubt, there might be, somebody sent me an email today saying, oh, I don't know how to use a computer. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, well, you know how to send me an email. So frankly, if you can figure that out, then you can figure out anything else if you decide to, or else you can keep buying into your story. I did send an email back saying, well, as you managed to send an email back to me, you have enough skill to do whatever it is that you want to do, basically. Because I wasn't actually even sure of the context in which you were sending me this email. Every so often people send me emails without any context around it, and I'm thinking, yeah, so what? So what is it that you're asking me exactly? But anyway, so yes, as I said, there might be fear, there might be doubt, but you've decided, you need to decide, okay? It's up to you, of course, whether fear and doubt are the things that continue to hold the reins in your life. You are the one that chooses that. You are somebody who's ready to move forward. You are ready to invest time, money, and energy in reaching your 6-figure goals. And this is quite a difficult proposition for some people, because if you have gotten to that disappointed state where you're not sure that you can actually, you're not sure it's real to expect that you'll be able to live in your purpose and make money doing it, then you will say that that's what you want, but you will not invest time, energy, and money in it. We all invest time, energy, and money into what we believe will work for us. If you are not investing the time, the energy, and the money in what you say you want, it's because somewhere deep inside of you, somehow, you do not believe that you can have what you want. And I'm hoping to stir up this awareness, because I don't want to just empower you or to inspire you for a few seconds and then you go back into your regular life and oh, well, that sounded great, but my feet are on the ground and I'm just going to, keep plodding along doing what I normally do, even if I hate it. That's not what I want for you. What I want is for you to actually realize you are the only one that can make the decision to win at building a business in your life's purpose. You are the only one that can decide that you will not stop until you make 6 figures doing it or more. You are the only one that can make that decision. Nobody can make it for you. I can give you suggestions. Sometimes people want guarantees from me before they come and work with me. And it's like, I don't have no guarantee to give you. I don't know what you're going to do with the information I give you. I know what I'm telling you works because it's worked for me. It's worked for others. What you do with it is the question here. Can you give me a guarantee that you will stay on track until you get to where you're going? Because that's really the only guarantee any of us have. Is I guarantee myself. If I'm waiting for somebody else to guarantee you something, or to tell me for sure this thing is going to work before I commit, I'll be waiting forever. How can I trust anybody else anyway? I am the only one that can say for sure, I will not stop until I get where I'm going. Can you say that? Can you really commit to that? We've all bought into this concept that, some people fail. In fact, most people are going to fail, and only a few people get to succeed. And so you might feel like you're not the few people that succeed. And so you won't be really willing deep down to give time, energy, and money to what you say you want. But I can assure you, if you continue to act on that fear and that doubt inside of you, you will get what you're looking for, which is you will fail, and you will probably quit and tell yourself, I tried everything, but it didn't work for me. But it's not true. People fail only because they quit. Only because they quit, or they never even started in the first place. Really, that's it. That's it. I don't care what the statistics say. I don't care what the world tries to tell you, that only some people are lucky and other people are not. It's not true. Some people quit, some people stay on track. That's really it. That's really it. Nobody can tell you how long something's going to take. So you may be comparing yourself with somebody who started something and in 3 days everything succeeded, or so they said anyway, basically. And so yours is taking 3 years, and you're telling yourself, well, it must mean that I'm not cut out for it. Nonsense. You are the one that decides whether you're cut out for it or not. And really, for business particularly, the determining factor is how emotionally stable you allow yourself to be. And when you are connected to the divine, when you truly are connected to the divine, you will be your most stable when you're really truly connected to the divine. Not some religious nonsense, not some, just talk about it. Really, truly leaning into the divine, knowing that's your source, your emotions will stabilize, given enough time and practice. And really, for most people, it is that inability to remain emotionally level. Your continual reaction to what is happening in the third dimension, in the physical reality, that is the biggest thing that gets in your way. Because if you could rise above the noise, the nonsense, and drama of the physical reality and really, truly commit to living in your vision, life will be so much easier for you. It may not look different by someone looking on the outside in, but you will know that you are rooted, you are solid, you are grounded, and that whatever you have decided must come to pass, and you will not quit until it does. Because you recognize that you are the authority in your life. You are the one with all the choices. Nobody can take that away from you. No one can take it away from you. You are the one that determines, will I succeed? Will I not? Will I stay on track till I succeed, or will I not? As I said, nobody can tell you how long something's going to take. But as long as you have made a commitment inside of you that you will not stop until it takes, it will take. Because you are a success machine. You literally are a success machine. What you decide or decree, determine, must come to pass, because you carry the authority, the power of the divine. For real. Know this. Know this. Know this. I was going to get my guitar, but you know what? No, not today. Today we carry on. I'm Rosemary Nonny, if you didn't know. Rosemary Nonny, been here ages. I don't know, about 15, 16 years ago, I was a bankrupt pharmacist, pregnant with my first child and feeling like a complete failure. I was one of those that quit. Okay? So that's why I know that the only thing, because I look back and I realize that, but hindsight is a fine thing, right? I look back and I realize if I had just kept going, if I hadn't allowed my emotions to overwhelm me, that was a perfect time to do so many things. But there's always a perfect time. Today, 10 years ago would have been great, or 15 years, in my case, 15, 16 years ago would have been great, but you know what? 6 years after that was great too, basically, because I decided finally that it was going to be great for me. Again, make the decision, guys. Because yes, I was bankrupt. I was, yeah, 4 years of depression after that bankruptcy as well, because I felt like such a failure. I had spent so much time saying yes to everybody else's agenda for me, and I'd been saying no to mine. And some of you, that is the biggest issue in your life, is you continually saying yes to everybody else's agenda for you instead of figuring out what yours is and then staying committed to yours. But I did wake up. So about 12 years ago or so, I woke up. I realized, enough. This isn't supposed to be my life. This just going through the motions, slapping a smile on my face and pretending everything is fine, when actually I felt like death. Well, I didn't feel, there's no feel like death at all. I felt nothing. I felt numb inside because I was really depressed. I didn't know that at the time. I was just trying to survive at that point. I had my three daughters and my husband. Nobody really knew just how dark it was inside of me. How dark it was inside of me. It had never been that dark before in my whole life. And I do remember even speaking to one of my pastors, trying to explain how there was just nothing. Nothing. But thankfully, despite the difficulty of the time, thankfully, I started to snap out of it, because I realized I do not like the way life is going right now, ultimately. And I was family members, blah, blah, blah. In the end, I just decided, enough. What can I do around the children? I want to home educate. I'm at the bottom anyway. How can I figure out, what can I do that I can do around the children that will make me enough money? And also, so I'm not giving them the example of give up now, because life is terrible. That's not what I wanted to pass down to my children. Okay. And so I woke up, and within 18 months of that waking up time, I was making multiple six figures in my property business at that time. Then I started training other people on exactly what it was I was doing. And then while working with coaches and everything, started transitioning into what I really wanted to do, which is what I'm doing right now. Woo! Which is ultimately, as I said, it's empowering 334,000 ambitious spiritual people to thrive, to prosper, to make at least six figures whilst living in your purpose. So really business coach, but at the same time I do it differently. Is it differently? I don't know. But ultimately I know there are certain things that you absolutely must handle if you're going to make money in your business, particularly a purpose-aligned business. If you're just selling light bulbs, you could do anything you liked and you didn't have to think about your inner world at all. But for most of us, you are not just selling light bulbs, you are literally selling you. And so in order for you to allow you to succeed, there needs to be clarity inside. So there's two main things I do with people. It's to get the internal clarity and then to give you the external strategies to get yourself making six figures in your purpose, basically. So that's how I did my whole transition journey, ultimately. The thing to bear in mind is nothing is wasted. So I don't care how old it is that you are right now. Okay, because I know a lot of people in my community are in the 30s and above, and we start to feel, because I know when I even hit 26, I think I was petrified about how quickly my life was disappearing from my eyes, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't done anything yet. This was 26, for goodness sake. It's because I was that little bit closer to 30, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't even want to celebrate my birthday, because I was pharmacist manager at that point, actually, and I didn't want to celebrate my birthday. I didn't want to talk about the fact that I was 26. That was a few years ago now. And so I know that for a lot of you, sometimes there's this feeling of I've done so much, I've lived so long, and I haven't really accomplished all the things that I wanted to. And there can be these regrets and everything. Okay, let me just say this right now. Regret is an indulgence you can no longer afford to indulge, because the regretting of it just makes it take even more time. Okay? Nothing about your life is wasted. Nothing about your life is wasted. And particularly in this day and age, you can take the lessons, the experiences you've had, and transform it into something that will transform other people's lives, if you are willing to do it. Okay? Because I know for me, all of the years that I spent going off into crazy wilderness doing who knows what, meant that now that I'm working with clients, I can see what they're doing, because I did it first, because I've done it. And so all those experiences become things that I can help other people avoid. And so can you, if you will get over this looking back, like Lot's wife, if you're a Bible reader, looking back always, and it's like you're stuck looking back and wishing you had done this and wishing you'd done the other. Enough of that nonsense. Today is the day that you start again. Today you can make a fresh start. Today. Okay? Because there are lessons and there's gifts that you have received as a result of going through everything you've been through. So if you will just be done with looking back and feeling sorry for yourself, because ultimately that's what it is, you can use all of that, turn it into something useful. Okay? So let's talk about creating a niche. Okay? Because as much as we are people who would like to change lots of people's lives, and you might, if you are a coach or a healer or a course creator or whatever, there might be a feeling inside of you that what you have can help every single person on the planet, and it possibly can. But not everybody in the planet wants to work with you or even wants to change anything about their lives. So what you actually want are people who are most likely to buy from you, and who are ready to change things, or else you'll be very frustrated trying to change people who do not care to change, ultimately. Okay? So that's one of the reasons why you would like to choose a niche. Because the people you are called to serve are more likely to hear you when you're speaking and using words that they are using. And it's easier to niche down to a specific kind of person, because then you can speak to that specific person rather than trying to speak to everyone and be so general that nobody really completely knows whether they are your person. Okay? So if you're telling people that you can help them with everything, then it leaves them unsure as to what they really need from you. Whereas when you're quite focused, very specific about something that you are helping them with specifically, then they can say, yes, that's something that I want, that's something that I need, blah, 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 blah. Okay? But as again, for ambitious spiritual people, one of the reasons why you're reluctant to niche down is that you, as I said already, you have this idea that you're going to help every single person, or that you get bored by doing one thing all the time. Your business in some way is not supposed to be the most exciting thing on the planet. The people you work with are supposed to be the exciting part of your work, okay? The actual business, growing of your business should actually be quite predictable and somewhat boring. You do certain things in a certain way, and at some point you can even automate some of these things, and then your excitement, your exhilaration comes from working with the people you're called to work with. Okay, so stop looking for excitement in business growth. If you see what I mean, do you see what I mean? So, because sometimes the addicts, and this is why I do the 2 programs about internal clarity and also the external strategies, because sometimes you don't realize that what you're chasing is drama. You're addicted to drama, so you make your business go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, or you keep it not working because there's a part of you, a secret hidden part of you, that is literally scared of boredom. You are scared that if you succeed, you'll be bored, and then what? And so you keep yourself in this state of excitement with nothing working, and you're convinced that you have no choice in the matter. But I look into you, and it's like, honey, let's look at that addiction to drama that you have there. A lot of us have it, so no judgment. But I do say these things because I'm hoping that you start to pay attention to what is the underlying reason why you're acting in the way that you're acting. Okay? Then sometimes you just don't know because you're so used to acting in a certain way. You do not realize that you are literally keeping yourself in a box that you do not want to be in, but you don't know how to get out because you can't even see the box. This is why working with somebody else who is a bit more objective, particularly if you've been trying very hard to get your business off the ground and it's not working, then work with somebody that can help you. Find a way, man. If you come onto my mailing list or whatever, the work that I do with people, I make it quite accessible. So if you resonate with my work, you should make sure you hear about the various programs I'm doing, but you only hear about those if you're on my mailing list, okay? Anyway, so this is one reason why the people are reluctant to niche down. You want to help everyone because you get bored by doing one thing all the time. Or you don't want to turn anyone away because you're so kind-hearted and nice and blah, blah, blah. Some of that is codependency. Let's just say that directly. Some of that is just codependency. You want everybody to need you. Again, you don't understand that this is what is happening. You think it is you being really nice. And that you might even think that the divine wants you to do it this way, but it's not true. It's not always true. I'm not saying, well, it's not always true. Particularly if you're not making six figures in your business at all, and you're telling yourself you want to help everybody. You can't afford to, honeys. Come on. You can't afford to reach everyone. So you do need to niche down so that you actually reach some people, basically, okay? Or you might be worried that you're going to choose the wrong niche. You can change. Give it 6 months. And if it's not quite working for you, you would have learned a heck of a lot more in 6 months' time. You'll be quicker to pivot somewhere else. And each client you get, you can pivot a little bit until you are on your perfect purpose track. So that's not a valid reason not to choose a niche, okay? You might be worried about getting too specific about what it is, what result you can get people, because you're worried that, Susan, I can't get the result for people. As I said earlier in this, the coach is not responsible, or the healer, or the whatever. You're not responsible for the results of the people you work with, which might sound kind of crazy to you if you think you are, okay? I can tell you exactly what to do. I can even do it for clients. But if they refuse to be consistent with what they need to do on a daily basis, I cannot control that. I can't. I know that what I'm telling you and what I'm showing you, what I'm even possibly even doing for you, will work if you do it consistently. But if you don't, then nothing is going to work. So I can say, if you work with me, you will be making six figures by this time next year. Because I know that it's absolutely possible for you to be making six figures by this time next year if you follow these strategies that I'm telling you about. But you may choose not to follow them. You may choose to decide that you know better. What am I supposed to do? I can't force you. And I know maybe there's this idea people have that as the coach, you're supposed to magically say something and somehow make people do fancy things. You maybe have some NLP tricks that you can manipulate your clients into doing things and blah, 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 blah. You can't. You can't. And you probably don't even want to. Okay? You can do your best to help them see that this is what, if you do this and this and this, then this is the result. But when it comes down to it, it's up to them. Yours is too. It's like, I know. I absolutely know. If you work with me for a year doing it, what I asked you to do, you will be making six figures by this time next year. But I don't know that you'll do it. But does that mean I should not tell people that that's what the result they will get from working with me? No, I will still tell them. Because I know that's what people want. Now, people don't always know whether they're willing to do what it takes to get what they want. But I can't control that. I can't control that. I can't. Neither can you. That should never be a reason for you not to tell people exactly how you can help them. Get specific about what it is that you can do to help people. Tell them specifically, this is what I can do to help you. If you do these things, this is the result you will get. And then leave it with them. Understand that everybody is powerful in their own right. Every single soul was created in the image and the likeness of the divine. Everyone is powerful. You are not the only powerful one on the planet. And sometimes we ambitious ones, we can get this idea that unless we help everyone, they will not move forward. It's not true. It's not true. What we do is help people remember who they are, as well as give them specific strategies to move forward in a specific area. But you have to be specific so that people who want that specific result will come to you. If you're just wishy-washy about it because you're too scared to be clear about what results you can help them get, then you'll either get wishy-washy people or you won't get anyone, because everybody is looking for a specific thing that they want. And if you're not speaking about it because you're worried that you're, I don't know what, then nobody knows that you can help them. So wake up, my loves, okay? So how do you pick a niche? Pick a problem that you can solve for someone else. Again, if you're the somebody, which most of us are, where you have a message, you have things that you would like to say, and you know you can help a range of people, still, even you, decide if you can help everyone. Pick some problem that most of your people will have, and decide that that's what you're going to help them with. Pick a problem that you can solve for someone else. Yes, of course, based on the knowledge you have, based on the skills you have, based on things that you want to do, but connect it to a problem that people are aware of having, okay? They need to be aware that this is an actual problem that they have, or else you are going to spend a lot of time trying to educate them on the problem, or help them see that they have the problem before finally hoping that they will then decide they want to get the solution from you. There are innumerable problems that people are already aware of having that you can connect your message to if you are willing to be resourceful about it. Okay? Because no one is going to pay you for a problem they're not even aware of having it. They're not going to. Okay? Most people do not pay for prevention. They will pay for cure. Okay? So you may as well attach yourself to a particular issue that people are aware of having. How many times can I say this? Focus on a problem that they're aware of having. Okay? Because then you don't need that many clients. You can get a few clients, and that will get you to 10K months and all of that very, very quickly if you will just do that. Okay? The most profitable choices would be health, wealth, love. Okay? Health, wealth, and love. There are special interest things like how to potty train my dog or child, even. How to play a guitar, how to sing, vocal training. Yeah, online vocal training is a thing, a very profitable thing. Okay, so there's special interest things that you can choose, but then the most regular ones that everybody has some kind of issue with, everybody is most likely to have some kind of issue with, is health, wealth, love, and as I say, special interest. Okay, health, wealth, love. So when we're talking about health, we're talking about losing 60 pounds in 6 months or something, or maybe less than that, 10 pounds 10 weeks, something like that, or getting that bikini body, or solving knee pain, or solving back pain, or depression, or anxiety, or whatever. Health, okay, money and careers. Grow your business, get that promotion, leadership at work, team building at work, real estate strategies, manifesting money, so using spiritual principles, that is also a thing. Okay, relationships, so parenting, or finding your soulmate, or keeping your soulmate, or so all of that would fall under relationships. So healing codependency, that would fall under relationships as well. And as I already said, special interests would be things like, jewelry making, or, batch cooking was what I heard about yesterday. Batch cooking. So people have a community of people that like to batch cook. Okay, so you can maybe give recipes or teach people how to batch cook. Okay, so those are the most profitable ones. And yes, you can do spiritual coaching as well, but you do need to be savvy about it. The chances are that you have spiritual tools like Bible or Reiki or anything like that, those are tools that people can use to get a specific result. So again, focus on the specific result or the problem that your tools help them to solve. So rather than trying to sell the idea of, and it's not impossible, because it's not impossible, but rather than trying to sell the idea of Bible reading and how to get the most out of your Bible or something, instead, attach it to a specific problem that people are aware of having. Because something like, okay, I want to teach people about the Bible, they can do that at church. Why would they need to pay you for it? Some people will be willing to. So I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I am saying I think that would be harder to sell than connecting it. So like business growth using biblical principles. Okay, so suddenly you can do what you want to do, but do it in such a way that it seems useful to the people that you're trying to sell to. Okay, or that you're trying to serve ultimately. Yeah, because selling is service. Okay, so it's figuring out how to position what it is that you want to do in such a way that it talks about the issues, the problems that they have and are aware of having. Okay, remember that, so that they're then willing to give you money to help them with that specific thing. Okay, you are a business owner. I know you're also somebody who wants to live in your purpose, but businesses only survive if they're making money. Okay, so you do need to consider who is likely to pay you. So if you then decide you're going to target children, then you understand that the actual person you need to sell into is probably the parent. If you decide you're going to target homeless people because you have a heart for homeless people, the chances are you're going to struggle in business. It's not impossible, because some people, homeless people are actually not, they're homeless not because of no money, but for whatever reason they are. But the chances of you finding lots of clients, not that you need that many, but finding enough clients, it's so in every 100 homeless people, maybe you'd find one person, maybe every 1,000 you'd find one person. Whereas in every 100 of a professional, you'd find 10 people maybe that are willing to pay whatever it is that you are offering at the prices that you would like to charge in order to grow your business. So you need to think about that, okay? So you need to think very practically about this. Sometimes we spiritual people, there's a tendency to think that just because we are spiritual and we know the divine, that we can do anything and get away with it. Sometimes we can. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it is better just to go straight to the end and forget about what the world tells you is possible or not possible. I get that. But I would only really do that if I really felt a deep conviction that this is what I need to do. But for the most part, it's sometimes the answer to your issues is obviously right there in front of you, but you're not looking because you're wishing for a miracle that is just not coming. When you could just simply tweak something practically and get a result. So it's like people who are desperately trying to grow their business but refuse to increase your pricing, and you're just not selling enough to warrant the lower, or to get a profit from the lower prices. Then it's like, it's a simple tweak, just change your price. But sometimes spiritual people can get all like, no, but I'm called to do this, and the divine said to do that, and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes there's truth in that, but for a lot of times it's simply because you don't want to handle your discomfort at actually just being a business owner. You haven't really decided to be a profitable business owner. I talk about this a lot in the business growth series. I suggest you come listen to me do that when I do that, probably in about 2 weeks or so, okay? But ultimately, what I need you to know when it comes to picking your niche, you are a business owner. Start treating your business like a business. Start treating it like you've actually decided to make money rather than just playing at this thing, okay? We try to make this whole thing a lot more complicated than it is. There are lots of problems you could solve. There's lots of problems you can get behind. Not every single problem is somebody willing to pay something for, but you can find a problem that people are willing to pay something for. Okay? So find one. Find one, as I said, in the health, wealth, or love, or special interest, but find an actual issue to hang your hat on and really go all in about talking about that and helping people see how you can help them with that, okay? So again, find a problem that you are willing to help people with and that people are desiring help with. There are problems everywhere. They're obvious. You don't need to look far to see that people need to lose weight, or others want to gain weight, or some have anxiety issues and they want to handle it, or some want to get that promotion at work. Others want their business to work. Others want to communicate better so that they can do something. So, there's problems everywhere that you can hang your hat behind. Okay? So you're selling the result and you're talking about their problem. You're really harping on about their problem so that they know it is you that can help them. Okay? They know that they are your customer as well because you're speaking about their problem. When I say speaking about it, it is putting content out there about it. And I'm going to talk you through the actual system once you've chosen your niche. Okay? Once you've chosen that niche, it is doing some research around it. Read the books that your people are likely to be reading. Read the magazines that your people are likely to be reading. Go onto the websites that your people are likely to be perusing and finding out information on. Start to get into the mind of your person. Watch the TV programs that they're watching. Get into the mind of them. Don't lose yourself in the middle of it, but do become, be able to speak like they do. Okay? Be able to think somewhat like they do. Now, for some of y'all, the people, the niche you're picking is you a few years ago. In which case, go back to that. What did you think? What would you have bought? Think about those things, okay? Start to do some research into who are these people, what is going on in their minds, okay? Okay? So, and then as you're doing all this research, be making a list of the issues that they face, the pains that they have, the fantasies that they have, the dreams that they have, because all of that becomes part of your marketing material as you start to create content, okay? As I said already, you do not have to stay in the same niche forever. Just pick something to get going with, and then you can pivot or refine as you go. Do the research, as I said. Use things like Amazon to look at books, look at the reviews that people are writing about books, look in the tables of contents of the books around the problem that you're trying to solve for other people, because that will give you great information as to how to position your offer based on that specific niche, that specific issue, that problem that you're helping people solve. Okay? Okay. Do not make it more complicated than this. Health, wealth, love, or special interests. Pick something, pick a sub niche under that, and then do some research around it so you start to be able to speak like your person, to understand where they're coming from, okay? And you can start putting that stuff out into the marketplace. If you're already in business and you've been a bit more of a generalist, let's get more specific. Let's get more specific, okay? Pick something. You probably worked with a few clients. Who did you most like working with? Who more likely to buy something from you? Pick that stream instead of trying to stay a generalist forever, okay? Create an offer. Start with like a 6 to 12 week course or something, or a coaching program or healing package, yeah? Unless you're absolutely sure that you can help somebody with one extensive session. But personally, I would have I'd have a series of series of sessions with people. And yes, I would start with doing some one-on-one work, particularly if you're not making six figures yet, because it's good for your market research, okay? And also you can charge more for one-on-one work than you can for group work. And if you do not have that big of an audience, which most ambitious spiritual people who are not making six figures yet do not have that audience yet, if you do not have that big of an audience, then you need less people to become clients in order for you to make your six figures, okay? So to begin with, work with people on a one-to-one basis, just for a year, even just for 6 months. Work with people for. I know that if you have been working with people one-on-one, or maybe you just don't feel like you have enough time to work with people one-on-one, whatever your story is, if you're not making six figures yet and you would like to, start with one-on-one work. Okay? Because as I said, it will help with market research as well. So when you start to try and build bigger groups and things, you know the general needs of the people that you're trying to help. Okay, so have your offer. Decide what it's called, decide what price it is, and all of that. Then, as I've already said, have a list of pains, problems, fears that your people are facing, and desires, dreams, fantasies as well that they have. So you know the problem that you're solving for them. Really think about the pains around that problem, the fears that they have around that problem, all of that, so that when you come to write content, you can start picking from the pains, the problems, the fears, as well as the dreams and the fantasies that they have about when I'm fine, when I'm healed, when I am this weight, when I have that much money, when my business is working, when I have that job. What are they thinking will happen? Talk about that, okay? Write all of that stuff down, okay? And then write content about it, spread it all over the place. Do talks like this, do social media posts, create a free giveaway based on the problem or the result that you're getting people. For instance, I have a free giveaway called Spirit Speaks 15 Divine Downloads to Find and Fulfill Your Life's Purpose. No, these days it's 15 divine downloads to find your purpose and a step-by-step plan to earn with ease whilst living in it. Because I know that's what my people want. They want to live in their purpose and they want to do it profitably. So my free giveaway is addressing that. So the only people that will sign up for it, unless they're just curious, will be spiritual people, because it's called Spirit Speaks, and people who want to live in their purpose and they would like to earn something whilst doing it. So that's what I want. Because as I said, I am that person. I want to empower spiritual people to thrive, prosper, make at least six figures in their life's purpose. I don't want spiritual people who are just wishy-washy. I'm still going to get some wishy-washy ones. I can't completely filter it out, but I'm going to do my best to filter out as quickly as possible people who are not ambitious, actually, because I want ambitious spiritual people, not just wishy-washy ones. I'm sorry. You can hear the judgment, isn't it? Either you're super ambitious or you're wishy-washy. There's no in between ground, don't you know? Not true, I agree. But in some ways I would rather repel those who are not ambitious and stick to those who are actively wanting to make six figures or more, because some spiritual people are actually scared of money. But then I'm just like, why? But anyway, I don't need to solve everybody's problems. All I want is to help the ones who are aware that they have an issue that I can help them with. Okay? So create a free giveaway in exchange for their email address. They only get it in exchange for their email address. Okay? Invite them then to jump on the phone with you. Okay? So you have your offer. Say this again. You have your offer. And then you have a list of pains, problems, fears, desires, dreams, fantasies that you're creating content around. Okay? You make a list of all these things. Pick one a day. Write at least one piece of content about that thing. Stick it everywhere. Tell people what you want them to do next, which is to get your free giveaway and come and join your mailing list. Okay? And then once they've joined your mailing list, you want to get them on the phone with you. Once they're on the phone with you, you want to find out what they want, find out more about their dreams, and then find out what they think is getting in the way. And then if it seems appropriate, you make your offer to them. You say, hey, well, this is what I have. I believe it can help you because of this is what you said. This is what you said. This will help you achieve the things that you say you want. Okay? And that's kind of it. If you will do that, offer, create content, get people onto your mailing list, invite them onto the phone with you, and then once they're on the phone with you, if it's appropriate, make them an offer. Some will buy from you, some will not. So the more people you get on the phone, the more likely you are to make sales. The more people you get on your mailing list, the more likely you are to get people on the phone. More people on the phone, the more likely you are to make sales. Can you see how that works? Yeah. So the more people you get onto your mailing list, the more likely you are to make sales. Okay. Yes, you can do it directly on social media. Absolutely, you can. But I find personally that most of my sales come from my mailing list. So I prefer to get people off social media onto my mailing list. And that's what I teach clients. So that's what I'm telling you about. Onto my mailing list. And then from my mailing list, I am then making them offers to jump on the well. These days, I hardly jump on the phone with people except for a very quick conversation around the program that I'm doing. But I started my business by just speaking to people and converting them into clients that way. Okay? And I would always suggest to clients just getting going, do that. Yes, I can teach you how to do sales pages and all of that. And if you ever came to work with me in the Get Paid to Transform Lives program, then yeah, I'll teach you all of the things that you need to do. But I will always emphasize to you that the quickest way to grow your business will be to get on the phone with people. Get on the phone with people. Okay? Okay, so everything I've just said here, it's a lot of stuff. You can listen to it again. I'll keep it on the page for a little bit longer. And just start doing it. Because I can talk and tell you all the things that will work, and blah, 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 but if you don't do anything with the information, then nothing changes. Nothing changes unless you change things. Do you have to be a subject matter? Hey, Kale. Do you have to be a subject matter expert to select the actual niche? Nope, you do not. You can become an expert by finding out more as you dig deep into it. Ultimately, can you research and improve on the subject of interest? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh, I've actually just answered my question. Okay, then, good. Excellent stuff. Well, great. Hey, all of y'all. But yeah, so the thing is, will you do it? So do it. Don't make it complicated. Just do it. Because you can pray, you can affirm, you can do all the energy work on the planet, and you must. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but it's not enough if you do not partner it with the practical strategies too. Okay? So I've just given you a quick rendition of practical things. Now, all of this, I must admit, I teach over a 7-week period in the Get Paid to Transform Lives program, which is not open right now anyway, basically. So when it opens again, I would suggest, if you are serious about moving forward and you've been trying to do this on your own and it hasn't worked, then you do, well, the only way you'll ever find out about it is if you're on my mailing list. So the thing to do next, if you feel that you would like to hear about the programs that I do, because as I said, the two main things that I'm helping people with these days is get their internal world in the right place so that you can do the external strategies and actually get results from. Because some of y'all have been doing the external strategies forever and it's not getting you anywhere because your internal world is like super blocked up. So we need to partner the internal work with the external work in order for it to work. Okay? So those are the two main programs I'm doing is Pay, Affirm, Receive. and get paid to transform lives. And that, to me, is going to be my focus for 2024, because I really do feel that everybody just needs to do them too, because you need to get the internal work sorted and the external work sorted. But you will not hear about any of those unless you get on my mailing list. Okay, so the way to get on my mailing list is to get a copy of the Spirit Speaks book. Yeah. So to get a copy of the Spirit Speaks book, depending on where you're listening to this from, there's either a link around the video, or you can put a comment below this video with the comment being SS, just SS, Spirit Speaks, SS. I will get the link to you, or one of my people will get the link to you, so that you can get a copy of the book. Okay, which is all about it's divine messages. So I sit down with the divine every single day, and I download messages. Actually, if you're in my Deliberate Millionaire gathering, you get those downloaded messages every day. But what I did was collate, because I've been having these divine downloads now since I don't know how many years I've been doing this for my paying clients. And so I collated about 15 of those that were specifically addressing life purpose stuff, and then put some affirmations and journaling points around them. And also, in addition to that side of things, to help you clarify what your purpose is, I also put on a program that I had recorded and sold called Completely Clear, which does detail a step-by-step plan for earning with ease whilst living in your purpose. So you get all of that when you get a copy of the Spirit Speaks book. So when you comment SS beneath the video, or you just look at the link, or if you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. So get a copy of that, because in order to work with me in any capacity these days, the only way that can happen is for you to be on my mailing list. I'm not, at the moment, I've decided not to promote my main programs on social media. You have to be on the mailing list in order to hear about them. So that's the next step for you. That's the next step, is to get onto the mailing list by commenting SS or going to the link in my bio, and getting the Spirit Speaks book, or you can even get the Get Paid to Transform Lives book if you would prefer. But the Spirit Speaks one, it's good for helping with the internal world as well as the practical steps to move forward. But whatever you like, ultimately get yourself on the mailing list. One way or the other is the way forward. Or come and join the. At the moment, I'm doing the Pray Affirm Receive 3-day series as a taster of the main 7, which is actually, I think it might be 8-week program, actually. I think, because I ran it I'm running it for the first time right now, and I'm just kind of getting a feel for, is this actually 7 weeks, or is this going to be 8? Let's see. Okay. It's looking like 8 at the moment. Heads up to all of y'all that are on it. But yes, whichever way, you can join that, the 3-day series, so that you get on the list that way. Do whatever you need to get on my mailing list if you're really ready to move forward and to actually start doing the practical things to move your business forward, to actually start changing lives. Get the Spirit Speaks book, or you know what, just get the Spirit Speaks book. Let's not complicate life too much. Okay, so it's been a pleasure sharing this with you guys, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Use it. Listen again. I'll leave it up for a few days. At some point it will come down. So don't delay. Use the stuff and get the Spirit Speaks book so you come onto the mailing list as well. Until the next time, my loves, go forth and prosper. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. Bye. Share this with someone else, actually.